brothers in bands. Um, yeah, not for me.
The Davies in the Kinks, the Fogertys in Creedence, and even the Gallaghers in Oasis. Brothers don't always get along very well together in bands, do they? I'm Paul from VRP Rocks, and I spoke with Pick Withers. He was a founding member of the band Dire Straits, and he experienced just what it was like working with squabbling siblings when he worked with Mark and David Knopfler.
It's the brothers thing, isn't it? You can't really get involved. I'd played with brothers before, as I mentioned, the Martinez brothers. Two of them have died just recently, and the oldest one's still surviving, Ray. Um, they bring a lot of stuff to the table, which has got nothing to do with music. Same with the Kinks, and you just can't really get involved. I remember once we did back in the early days, we did one of David's songs called "What's the Matter with You, Baby." It features somewhere on an EP or something, and we'd recorded it. And it is basically, I think it was a stage of being just a polished demo. I'm not really sure. And they were having a disagreement about something, the brothers, and it was getting rather heated. See, so we weren't doing any work, and they were ratcheting up the angst and stuff. And John had the good sense to just go, "I'm going to get a coffee," and I felt for the engineer who was just like sort of didn't want to be there, but had to make sure all these expensive Neve desk and things weren't going to be, subject to a violent display of, brotherly love or something, And we had this wonderful Scottish, tall, wiry, hirsute guy. We used to call him Carnoustie, Pete. He used to do all the back line, all the humping, all the PA in the early days. And he could sense that this was getting really almost like catastrophic, So he just wandered over to them as they were like this close to each other. And he said, his wonderful Scottish brogue, "Shall I hold the coats, boys?" And I'm not kidding you, as one, they just, from this heated, almost visceral moment of, hatred of each other, they turned as one and told him to fuck off in perfect stereo, So brothers, man, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Just get on with it, Brothers in bands. Yeah, not for me.